Yo, y'all know who it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for some education on some people who don't understand some basic principles. Now, this is one of the videos that needs to be done. It shouldn't need to be done, but considering that people love to throw around terms so loosey-goosey, so liberally, we ain't talking on some liberals and quote-unquote conservatives, them neoconservatives and neoliberals. We ain't talking none of that. We're talking about people using terms out of place, out of time, including some dudes I respect like King of Lightning. Come on, KOL, you better than this. But it's addressing OP, hacks, and broken, what they are and what they represent. Now I'll start with the easiest and most basic. OP, which is overpowered. Overpowered, people sometimes confuse this with hacksness. What overpowered is pretty much, I mean, it's simple. You can say, well, it's overpowered. I mean, that's where it comes from. You know, someone completely overpowering somebody. But the term itself isn't just simply the action of overpowering, okay? It's not simply the action of, younger Togor just completely barterizing Urameshi Yusuke the first time you met him. Yeah, you can say in that case, compared to Yusuke, he was OP, but let's not do comparisons. That gets a little dicey and gets all mucky and we ain't going there. What is OP? What is overpowered? Overpowered in essence is when you have a power or ability. You usually shouldn't use power, but in this case, power can mean a whole slew of things, so I'll keep it simple. You have a power or ability, or abilities, that completely are overwhelming, if you will. That completely are devastating. For example, Gear 4th Luffy. Gear 4th, okay, Luffy State. I have called it, in comparison, understand the world in which he lives in. That is one of the key conditions. The world in the universe in which the character exists in. Okay? That's how you compare if something's OP or not, number one. Now, because if you start comparing to other worlds and universes, many of which have different rules. Okay? So take that in mind. Different rules. And the same thing applies to hacksness, and the same thing applies to being broken. Okay? You have to put it into the context of the world and universe in which the character exists. Unless you're starting to begin to do death matches, which cross-dimensional and neutral and all that good stuff. But, so, when I bring up Gear 4th Luffy, okay, I'll bring up the Incredible Hulk, and I may bring up a couple other characters as to what OP represents. Gear 4th Luffy, I've said, is one of the most OP techniques / moves, whatever you want to consider it as, in fiction history. In comparison to the world of One Piece, it does everything. It's offensively ridiculously powerful, physically strong. Its durability is ridiculous because of the elasticity. It barely has any drawbacks. The only drawbacks is because Luffy has to keep bouncing around. That's his first, and I guess there's a time limit currently, which Luffy can probably increase, or he can increase his potency in Gear 4th, and he'll beat down people even faster. So Gear 4th, offensively, defensively, from every angle you look at, it is just OP. It is overpowered. It makes no sense. It takes one of the top tiers in the entire world of One Piece. One of the most powerful individuals. Arguably one of the most OP and hacks himself in the series. And just almost clowns him at times. Where it can put Luffy to potentially beat the Yonko and Admirals with just this move, if he begins to master it more and his other capabilities as well. That's OP. That's overpowered as hell. The Incredible Hulk, the fact, you can say it borderline hacks, but the fact that his rage, he has seemingly infinite ability to get stronger, to get more powerful, the more rage he embodies. Are you serious? That's OP as hell. It is, in comparison in the Marvel Universe, we don't know this dude's limits. That's OP. You get a character like Lord Beerus, Beerus-sama. Beerus, who can destroy universes. When you start getting universes, just from his sheer raw power, no reality warping, no logic warping, he can destroy a universe. That's OP. just raw power, just devastating force. Now, when it comes to hacks, hacks is a little bit more complicated. Hacks is you could say now OP. The examples I give, they're more superhuman, but hacks is when completely out of the realm of human possibility. Okay, especially even within their universes. For example, you have a character I mentioned One Piece. You have characters like Trafalgar D. Waterloo, Surgeon of Death, and the Tyrant Bartholomew Kuma. They both have OP and hacks abilities, but the hacksness of Raw's Room, where he can manipulate quote unquote anything, that's hacks. Kuma, when he can just, he does things like force out pain and things of that inanimate objects. When you're able, not just the laws of nature or whatever, but you're able to go beyond any potential control of what is possible of humans. You were doing some hack stuff. When you're reality and logic working, that's mainly what we're going to. Franklin Richards is a beautiful example. If you know the Marvel Universe, this kid where he could pretty much think and just devastate. Aline, if you're caught up with Fairy Tale, and when she just completely rearranged the continent of Fiore, that's hacks. Hacksness, what's another beautiful example of hacksness? Wiz is, the time, Wiz is reversing time, from Dragon Ball reference. What's another hack? Another Dragon Ball reference. When dude held his breath and stopped time. Any like time controlling things. The Flash, Barry Allen, with his super speed where he breaks time. Hacks abilities, bro. Hacks, OP and hacks are very distinct to me. OP is like overpowering abilities. Overpowering, overstrength, just sheer dominance. And hacksness is just manipulating beyond what is clearly humanly or mortally possible. That's hackness. Now, broken is a little complicated, okay? Dudes want to say U-Haul box, but no, he's not broken by the very confines of Bleach. It's like Acacia, New Demon Acacia, by the very confines of Toriko is not broken. Who I say is a broken character, for example, is Ursa Scarlet, because there's no explanation as to why she gets W's. There's no explanation as to her abilities. She's an old, so she's a swordsman, she's not a mage. She's able to use abilities when she's not supposed to. She freaking is able to fight when she clearly should be shut down, at least momentarily. She doesn't get affected by abilities that should be affecting her, and we have no explanation. I mentioned, here's the difference between hacks and broken, because a lot of people want to just throw hacks and broken. Molecule Man, okay, from the Marvel Universe. The dude can control things on a molecular, it's ridiculously hacks. But the dude's not broken. Because if you know the Marvel Universe and know what dudes like Galactus, who even more potent, you got dudes, another OP dude, Ultron, okay, OP. But he's not broken by any means. Other broken, it's hard to actually come across broken characters. Who's another broken character off the top of my head I can think of besides Ursa Scarlet, who I can officially consider broken? When you have no explanation as to how you can do what you can do, and you just do it, and you just come up with stuff off the fly, that's broken. It doesn't mean you're OP necessarily, it doesn't mean you're hacks necessarily. It just means you do stuff, and you break the rules, if you will, of the world of universe. Ursa Scarlet is a beautiful example. I guess you can kind of say, she was OP and hacks. She can't throw hands. But I guess you want to say freaking Kaguya is possibly broken from Naruto. She's a possibly broken character. There's no explanation as to why she's able to do what she's able to do. There is, at least not in the manga. Who's potential? There's no broken characters in One Piece. Toriko doesn't have broken characters against people's thought. I'm trying to think who's potentially broken. Gon's rage, Gon Freaks' rage state, that was broken. That was broken as hell. It made no sense. Aluka is extremely hacks, potentially broken. In Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is running into some of the issues of brokenness because we're not really, we're getting explanations, but they ain't flying logically by the logic set up by Yoshihiro Togashi himself. You know, I mean, I can go on and give examples, but hopefully, and if I need to do a follow-up video on each individual element, I will. But hopefully, this is a guide, at least an introduction to what terms should mean. Again, OP, overwhelming force, okay, overwhelming might, hacksness beyond mortal capacity, mere mortal capacity, and broken is when one is continually able to pull things out of thin air, pretty much, and there is no justification. There's no, saying magic, no manipulation, no abilities that the person has that can be justified. There's no justification for brokenness, and the character just does. That's also generally bad writing. Now, brokenness, I think I may do another video on when brokenness isn't bad, but it's really, really hard to write a good broken character. I think one character who was broken was the final antagonist of Dead Man Wonderland. I'd have to go back and remember his name. Another character who was broken was potentially broken was I think she was broken. What's her name? It's my woman. Kirin Ragyo. Ragyo was pretty much broken. Okay, she was a broken character in that series. Broken character potentially is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Potentially broken. Okay, when you compare them, it's ridiculous. But it'll be very interesting to see the King of the Omniverse and Dragon Ball Super. See what level he's at, if he's actually broken as some may forget. Another broken character. Magi 11 for Magic. No, you have OP and Hacks characters, can't think of any. But yeah, I'll wrap this video up. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this video and on this subject, and what do you consider OP, hacks, and broken, and why? Please give me some good justification, because this is a very interesting topic of discussion. And yes, there's different interpretations of the terms. I get that, but please be sensible about what you're proposing. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace. Because again, I'm not the end-all, be-all of the terms. Just giving an introduction for those who may not be too familiar with the